Hi, I'm DeDe, and for this 30-minute session, we'll do some seated exercises that work our muscles symmetrically by focusing on opposing muscle groups like the quadriceps in the front of our thighs and the hamstrings in the back. We'll also do some flexibility work toward the end, and here's what you'll need. A sturdy armless chair, some athletic shoes, some water for hydration that's off to the side, plenty of room around you, and you'll need to take the time to see how each move feels for you. And if it doesn't feel right, then you'll skip it or you'll use one of my modifications. All right, join me down here, having a seat, sitting away from the back of the chair. Feet are even and straight, legs are even and straight. They're in line with your hip joints. Our hips are right below our shoulders, and our shoulders are right below our ears. Bring your arms down, relax. Let's roll the shoulders right and left. Right and left. So right out of the gate, we're already starting with our symmetry. We're rolling our shoulders back because typically our shoulders are rolled forward. So this is helping to balance that. Make it a little bigger with the elbow bent. Pull back, opening through the chest. Pull your arm back. Feel the preparation happening in your shoulders. Now both arms go back as we inhale, and then we exhale, arms go forward, and do it again. So in keeping with our theme, since our shoulders are normally forward, that means our chest is normally shortened and tight across here. So this, together with our inhale, helps to open that. So we're counterbalancing some of the tightness in our chest and shoulders. 2 more. Now keep your legs even and straight. Take your arms down, and then we inhale and we exhale and take our arms across as we twist. Inhale, round to the other side. Exhale. So if your leg stays even and straight, then you can push on it with your hand, and that gives you better leverage to twist. And then you can top off your twist by turning your head, turning your eyes as far back behind you as you can. On your exhale. 1 more. Now let's take the feet about shoulder width distance apart, right here. We'll take the hands across the chest, and we'll go a little bit to the side and a little bit to the other side. Just back and forth. We're not lifting up our hip. We're just shifting the weight over. Can you feel it? So this is a good example of symmetry. We're leaning this way, but then we're also leaning this way. We're creating some stretch on one side, some compression on the other side. That's helping us with symmetry also. Not only stretching, not only strengthening, doing both. And let's go forward and back. Make sure your feet are apart. Lean forward, exhale, and then sit up and inhale. Let's take the hands on the legs, go a little further. This is called a hip hinge because we're hinging from our hip joints. And of course that means that we're not changing the shape of our spine. It's straight and neutral, whether we're down here or up here. Two more. All right, now diagonal this way toward your knee. little bit of a bend, a little bit of a twist the other way. Can you see that the back is long and straight? Try to include your head and your neck in that straight line as well. Now how about both hands on one leg? This is another time where you want your legs strong and stable. Last one. Now let's come up. One or both hands across the chest. Let's lean this way, and then we'll sweep past our knee to the front, past our other knee to the side, and then we'll lean back. So feel your abdominals switch on. Now let's go the other way. Waist muscles switching on, back muscles, leg muscles, and then our abdominals right here in front. Let's go the other way. These are torso circles, and they're designed to keep our core strong. Remember, our core includes our entire torso. So our back muscles, our side muscles, our abdominal muscles, our chest. Now forward and back with the arms here. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Put your hands on your legs if you need to. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. So I'm not touching the back of the chair, but I'm leaning back toward it. Your feet stay on the floor the whole time. Can you feel some heat being built in your torso muscles? I sure can. One more time each way. All right, now we sit up. Inhale, one hand on your leg. Exhale, stretch over. Keep your elbow bent at first. So now we're bending our spine laterally. It's called lateral flexion. We're side bending. So we're supporting with our hand on our leg. And of course, if we side bend in one direction, we side bend in the other direction. Now we've done a few of those. What if you straightened your top arm a little bit more? You went from here to something more like that. Does that feel okay? If it does, you can do it. Otherwise, stay here. Up, over, straight or bent, either way. Two more. All right, now we walk the feet back in. We take our forearms on our legs above the knee joints, and then we press down and relax. Press down and relax. So you're not pressing down hard enough to hurt your legs, but you're pressing down hard enough so you feel some of your abdominal muscles switching on. Of course, your shoulder muscles are switching on as well, some of your back muscles, but we press. We keep breathing. 4 more. Now we have some support here. We're pressing down, but we're also supporting the weight of our torso. Now watch. Take your hands on your legs, lift halfway up. Stay here. You're still straight and long, right? Now what if you took away one hand? What if you took away both hands? Could you stay here and stay straight and neutral with your back? Now what if we made it a little tougher? Goalpost arms, that's a little tougher. Can you feel it? Through your back. Breathing in and out. Now how about this? Thumb up, arm straighter. The further away our hands get, the harder this is for our back to stabilize and support. Now what if we bent our elbow and we had our hand up higher than our head? That's a little tougher. Keep supporting with your legs, keep breathing. Remember, you don't have to go any further than as much as feels comfortable for you. So this is much harder now. Is it too tough for you? Do you need your elbows bent for comfort? Do you need your hands down to support your back? It's all okay. All right, now hands on your legs, let's come up. Woo. All right, we separate the feet back out to about shoulder width. Inhale, arms out. Exhale, twist. Strong legs, stable legs. Inhale, go the other way. Last one. All right, now we inhale, hands here. Exhale, come forward and twist. Just a little rotation. Inhale, up. The other way. Twist. So you may have had some fatigue that started to build up in your midsection, through your abdominals, your waist, or your back. Hopefully this is helping to alleviate some of that. One more. Now we walk the feet back into shoulder height, shoulder distance, rather hip distance apart here. Now we tap the toes. Right, left. Now let's move through our wrists as well. Now warming up through the wrists, through the ankles, the feet, the calves, the forearms. Now palms come together, we press side, side, side. So one of the reasons why I like to do lots of toe taps in my sessions is for symmetry, because our calf muscles are so big and strong, and our shin muscles are not as big or strong. And since they work in opposition to one another, it's good to keep a balance of strength and endurance. Okay, 4 more. And 3. Last time. All right, stop. Up on your tiptoes and down. You can slide your feet in a little closer if that feels better. Up, down. So we're not lifting too much weight here, just the weight of our legs. So this isn't really strengthening our calf muscles so much as it's limbering them, preparing them, and getting some blood flowing in there. Now, we can add some strengthening. Here's how we'll do that. Hands here, press down. Resist your knees coming up. So maybe your calves feel like they're working harder now, but also your shoulders, your arms, and your core muscles working harder. Keep breathing. So when we're not using any equipment, resisting with our own body parts works well. All right, stop. Separate your feet. Twist gently side to side. All right, let's turn our attention back to our shins now. Bring your feet back in close. Hold on to your chair. Now you're going to put your right heel on top of your left foot. Nothing painful, just rest it lightly there. Now, your left toes go up, down, up, down. So with the weight of your right foot and your right leg, you're creating more work for your left shin. Feel it in your shin? If you want to add a little more resistance with your right hand, you can. All right, let's stop. Step both feet down, roll your shoulders, shake out your legs. Now let's do the other side. So left heel on top of right foot, hold on with your hands, and then we go up, down, toes up, toes down. So I definitely feel more work in my shin. I hope you do too. If you want to resist with your left hand, all right, and then we stop. Now both feet down. Make sure you're not sitting too close to the edge of the chair, nor too far back. Holding on to your chair. Now we're going to slide our feet. So whether you have a smooth surface to slide on or not, either way it will work. Mine's a fairly smooth surface, but it's a wood floor, and I'm wearing athletic shoes, so they tend to grip. How about you? What is your setup? So the reason we're sliding out and in is because when we slide out, we use our quadriceps, and when we slide in, we use our hamstrings. The more resistance your foot has against the floor, the more we're working those muscles. Now, how about if we get our core muscles more involved? Watch the feet, and then you can join me. 1, 2, 1, 2. So we sort of started sliding them simultaneously. That means your core has to be much more stable. Now, if you lean onto your hands a little bit more, leaning your chest toward me, that makes it even more challenging. You feel your shoulders working? How about other muscles in your torso? You feel it? Boy, I sure do. 4 more. 3. All right, slide both feet in. Woo. Shake out your legs. Wow. Sliding forward just a little bit so you're not too far back in the chair. Hold the chair, heel forward, right, heel forward, left. Now opposite arm, forward. You can keep holding onto the chair with one hand, or your arms can come down. Four more, then we're going to go faster. So every time we pick up our foot, we're using our hip flexors. That's here in the front of the hip. Let's go faster. 1, 2. Hip flexors, they tend to get tight here in the front of our hip when we're sitting a lot. So when we're sitting for our workout session, we can actually work that area and we can stretch it. So we have a good balance between strength, endurance, flexibility, some good symmetry. 8 more, 8, 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now separate the feet, let's turn. Here we are in a lunge position. This knee is 90 degrees, and so is this one. You're at the edge of your chair, you're holding on as much as you need to. Now the pelvis rocks, forward and back. So you tuck forward with the bony part here, your pelvic bones, forward and back. You can think about your tailbone pressing toward the front of your body. Whatever helps you get the concept. 1 more. And then stop, and we switch. All right, find your knees at 90 degrees. You're right at the edge of the chair. Rock the pelvis now, forward, back. You can feel what's stretching. It gets a little tighter because it's having to lengthen as we press the pelvis forward. That's the part that gets pretty tight from sitting. All right, turn to the front. Now let's separate the feet here, holding onto the chair. We're going to step the feet out and in. So they start out, they stay kind of out, but then they go further out and in, further out and in. So as always, you have the option to keep holding the chair, or you can reach your arm out along with your leg. You can tap your heel. Start to straighten your knee a bit more. So you can go all the way out toward the corners of the seat of your chair if that feels okay for you. Let's try going faster. Out, out. So you can keep that one hand down or both arms in motion. Now instead of going diagonal out to the side, let's go straight ahead, arms and heel. How about a little higher with the arms? Good. Now how about if the arms don't come down? They just go up, up, up. Do you have to have your elbows bent here for comfort? That's okay if you do. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's go back to our lunge. Separate your legs. This time, our lunge will be more about flexibility, not so much about limbering. And it'll be more about stretching the front of our thigh as well as the front of our hip. So straighten your back leg behind you. Press your heel out behind you. See if you can drop your hip that's closest to me a little further down toward the floor. And then from here, we lean forward and we keep pressing the heel back. So you're reaching forward through the crown of your head and you're pressing back through your heel. Now you can keep holding on to the chair, or you can take your arm that's closest to me straight out toward me, thumb up, and then if it feels okay, you can take the arm next to your ear with your elbow bent or straight. You still have your thumb up. All right, hand on your leg, bring yourself up, soften your back leg. Let's turn the other way. So that was all kinds of things. Heading towards symmetry, stretching, strengthening, lengthening. Back leg straightens a bit more if you can, a bit more. Just keep finding the edge of your comfort zone with this. Holding on to the chair as much as you need to. Staying in this upright position is okay. But if you feel okay leaning forward, let's do that. Leaning, and then your arm that's closest to me comes out with the thumb up. Make sure you're secure on your chair. And then maybe with a bent elbow, you bring the arm next to your ear, or maybe your elbow is straight. And then reach forward with the crown of your head, reach back with your heel, stay here, breathe. I can feel my back working. I can feel my bent leg working. I can feel my straight leg stretching. I hope you can feel stuff like that as well. All right, hand on your leg, press yourself up, come back to the center. Legs close together, rest your forearms on your thighs, stay here. Ankles and knees together. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle, or your right ankle over your left knee. Whichever one feels better for you. If you're up here, flex your foot. Let's sit up straighter, taller, and then if you're able to, hinge forward from your hip. Now check to make sure that your shin is still straight down from your knee. You don't have your foot in like this. Foot is directly under the knee. All right, and then we're sitting back up. Stay here, whether your ankles are crossed or your ankles crossed over your knee. Tall and straight. Let's twist and look over our right shoulder. So your hand goes here. Keep your legs steady. Center. Let's switch sides now. So ankles or ankle over knee. Flex your foot if your foot is on top like mine. Now try to tip forward from your hips. Sitting up, find straightness, neutrality, and then we'll twist and look over our left shoulder. And then we'll untwist. All right, slide to the front edge of the seat of your chair. Move your feet forward, straighten one leg out. And then once again, we hip hinge forward. Hands here, or you can do your forearm here and your hand coming further down your leg. But be mindful of the shape of your back, your neck, your head alignment. Everything's in a straight line. See if you can flex your foot in a stronger way, pulling your toes further back. And then we're helping ourselves up with the hands. Switching sides, heel, tall, hinge, and then maybe a little further down. You find yourself holding your breath when you stretch? That's not uncommon. If you catch yourself holding your breath when you're doing any sort of session, just remind yourself to keep breathing. And sometimes deeper breathing is even better, especially when you're stretching. All right, taking your hands on your legs, helping yourself up, scooting back in your chair. Now take your fists here alongside your hips, shoulders back and down, and then point your elbows straight back, and then lift your chest up a little higher. Draw your elbows further back if you can. Now make sure that your shoulders aren't forward while you're doing this. So notice the difference here versus here. All right, then release that. Separate your feet. Make sure you're not too close to the front edge of the chair. One hand on your leg, and then we'll take the arm over. This time we're going to hold. If you're able to keep the front of your body lengthening, then you can rest your forearm here. But if it causes you to collapse down like this, then hand goes there instead. And you always have that option of a straighter arm for this, if it's comfortable. and then we switch. So inhale up, hand here, exhale over, and then maybe you go a little further if that's suitable for you. Keep breathing. And then inhale and bring yourself up. And as you exhale, bring your legs in closer, roll your shoulders. So how did that feel for you? Remember, no matter when we start, we can still focus on symmetry and balance around a joint through muscular strength on opposing sides of a joint. No matter when we start, no matter where we start in our fitness journey, we can still focus on symmetry and balance. That's what we did today. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, be well.